For all film-related interviews, reviews, and content, please like and subscribe to Pooja Talwar. You can also follow me on Twitter and on Instagram. Hi, guys. Watch the film. I literally watched it like that, but it is the hard reality of our times. But I feel that you guys have actually tempered it way down than what happened, the Bacha Chor incident. Yes. So I want to ask, the first question I want to ask is, what made you both decide to come on board for this hard-hitting act?
Is it for Gaurav and me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gaurav, you want to go?
No, Giri, you're the boss.
So, I did not choose the subject. The subject chose me. I came across this phenomenon. The first one that I found out about was some videos that I saw of the Karbi Anglong lynching, where two boys were, lynched by a crowd, wrongfully being accused of being child kidnappers. And those videos, when I saw those videos, I just could not get over them. And initially, it started off as an obsession of understanding what is this that's happening, why is it happening, what are the reasons behind it, and it was that obsession into that subject which profoundly affected me for reasons. I connected with those characters, the two young men who I found very similar to me, had similar interests and choices they made in their lives. And then the idea that the injustice that they kind of had to face, while it was injustice, it was considered justice on the other side, a kind of vigilante justice to get, their pound of flesh or what they were suffering from the mobs. So this whole very vicious cycle and this insane phenomenon is what, drew me into this and eventually became a story and a film. But like I said, I did not pick the subject. The subject, kind of picked me.
Also, it's been 2 years, too long. Though it's been, felicitated at all the award ceremonies, but it's taken that long for it to come to the viewers here in India. So what was that wait like? That I want to ask the rest. What was the wait really like?
I want to jump in there, but the 2 years it's not sitting at home. It's been traveling the world. It's won best film, best director, best actress in China, Japan, across the world. It's won awards. It's traveled to festivals. It had 54 distribution offers from around the world, from different distributors. The reason why we waited and wanted the right home for it, because the right home is where our initial vision for the film matches. And our initial vision for the film was global distribution and reaching every part of the world with this film, except China. On 4th, we will be live everywhere. So that is what we set out to do, and it is now coming true. So we have to wait for good things to happen. We have to wait for the right offers. We have to wait for the right time. But while we were looking for the right home, we were constantly traveling with the film, getting feedback and understanding how people are understanding it in different cultures, different languages, who don't understand the language of the film, but they are getting the emotion perfectly as Indians are getting it, which is what was intended. So once we realized that, our mission became even stronger, and our resolve became even stronger to have global distribution. Until we got that and economics around it. And Amazon in this context has played a very important role in our lives. I think
absolutely
they've come in and been the right hope. They've given us really good support. So very thankful to them.
Yeah. Now coming to the actors, Abhishek, let me start with you. I like the kind of characters you choose because they are, though it's very different from, I always call you Hathoda Tyagi, though that was interiors. This is a Delhi, Gotham is from Delhi, but you from the outside are giving an inside perspective. So now there are two questions in one. And other than that, this is also, I think, the raw genre, the raw genre movie. So tell me about
coming in, playing this character, and also lending? What makes you decide on lending your face to the kind of narratives you do?
I think it's always the script and the people. I really invest in people also. It's not only about stories or, money and all of that, but it's also the people. I think Gaurav and Katie, they both are like really cool guys. They just, it was almost like a random meeting because I keep meeting a lot of filmmakers and young ones, and I just that's one practice which I've maintained. And pre-COVID, I think 2020 only, we just met and I
21.
21. So yeah, we had a chat and they came up to me and they pitched the film to me and they told me that's a road action movie.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, that's quite ambitious, because it's not easy to make a road action movie, like, and they also wanted to do it in one single shot. That was the initial idea. And they say that the camera is not going to cut; it's going to happen. Like, I'm like, yeah, this is impossible. You guys are mad. Like, it's just like. But it was also at the same time very exciting. So I just, yeah, I mean, I think I just trust my instinct when it comes to saying yes to a script or being a part of a film. And I always want to be part of unique conceptual films. So, whether it was horror comedy or, like Patal Lok or this, these are all like very different genres and also very different style of filmmaking. So, and it really enriches me as an actor. So to jump from, I mean, I don't know, people always compare the medium of theater and OTT. I'm like, every film, everything you do is a different medium because the format is going to change. Right. So, I mean, I just love jumping, from medium to medium. In this case, like from, one crazy idea to another crazy idea. Yeah.
But I mean, before I go to Shubham and Nia, I want to ask you also, you're giving the insight, whether it's that scene that I don't want to spoil it for others, it's basically too tough for me to digest.
You think the internal process which I went through?
Yeah, the internal, because the thing is, you're giving an insight into what is actually happening in society from the outside, because we are all taking this in the news, but you are leaving these characters about what could have possibly their mindset, the psyche.
Are you talking particularly about the lynching scene or
Lynching scene, whether it's you in Patalo, whether it is you here.
Oh, okay.
It's just
Yeah,
so
Pooja, I
damn
think it's
intense, man.
Yeah, but Pooja, that's the thing, ना, that the world is intense.
खाना
Like
खाया जाता है
likewise.
ऐसी बात?
हाँ, बहुत आराम से भरपेट खा लेता हूँ मैं. नहीं, इनफैक्ट
अच्छा,
मैं
sorry.
शूट पे नहीं, मेरा प्रॉब्लम ये है कि मैं शूट पे कभी नहीं खाता. मतलब I'm not somebody who gets hungry on shoot. It's always
That
after.
must be bad, thanks to you.
तो मैं नहीं, I think yeah, I'm somebody who keeps reading a lot and मेरा मतलब फेवरेट पास टाइम जो है वो न्यूज़ पढ़ना है और डॉक्यूमेंट्रीज देखना है. मैं इनफैक्ट फिल्में कम देखता हूँ. मतलब मैंने ज्यादा क्लासिकल फिल्में नहीं देखी है. मैंने ज्यादा क्लासिकल डायरेक्टर्स को नहीं जानता हूँ. तो मेरे सामने बहुत बार जब ऐसे डिस्कशन हो रहा होता है तो बड़ा आउट ऑफ प्लेस फील करता हूँ. लाइक यार डैम, लाइक आई थिंक इफ आई डोंट समटाइम्स मैंने ये भी किया है कि वो फिल्म देखी, मैंने हाँ देखी है, बट आई एम नॉट वॉच्ड इट बिकॉज ऑफ दैट शेम, that I don't know what they will think of me, that I have not watched this particular director's film and all that. So I really love to be connect. I love, as a person who is not, like, when I'm not acting, I love to connect with whatever is around me. And I like to connect with people. Like, right now I'm in Bhopal, I'm shooting a film. I love to connect with the guys who are locals and, understand what's going on in MP, Bhopal, how are they living and what is the kind of scenario. And then wherever I travel to, it's it's a very innate urge to know about human beings, and I don't know where that comes from. I've asked that question many times to myself, but I've never gotten an answer. So when I get to meet characters like Vishal Tyagi or Gautam or even Ajana, I just want to know them more, and I want to know them as Indians living in the particular part of the country where they come from. So then everything just adds, the social milieu, where they come from, their status, and in our country, the religion and the caste also. So that also makes a huge difference on the character I'm playing. Like I know what Jana's political thoughts are and who he will vote for. If there's a chance, I will never say that, but I know for a fact. I know what Tyagi will vote for, and I know what Gautam will vote for. So, so the thing is that is very important to me. It's very pivotal to me in a performance. And Mia, I think in a previous interview, she said that, that she's representing, like she's a representative of many,
Yeah.
and that's a huge responsibility. I think rather than just saying the dialogues and looking good and being on camera and getting acclaim and all the applause and awards and everything, उससे ज़्यादा बड़ी responsibility है कि you are representing a strata of the society, whatever strata is that, and that's, I take it very seriously. And that's why probably I keep doubting whether I'm able to, I'm never happy with my performances when I'm shooting or after shoot. I'm never happy. It's only after probably, some years that I start realizing that, nee, I think maybe I have done what I needed to do, because I'm never sure. Because I'm always worried that somebody will come up and say, "Yeah, this is not how the situation is." And yeah, I mean, I just feel a lot, and especially space, energy, everything just plays a part, I feel.
That's a good space to be in. And Mia and
Yeah.
Shivam, this movie also explores the dynamics between the brothers, two brothers, their relationship, what happens in a family, and here they're meeting with a stranger who they're suddenly, are vigilantes and championing her cause. And Mia, I mean, the first 5 minutes are triggering enough, and you know where it is going to go. It must have been, it's an emotionally very intense and a very difficult space to be in, the character that you play. What was when Stolen came to you, because you are the catalyst, it's the babies, that the whole story. What was it like for you?
It was more like a story that came to me as this mother who loses her child, and this journey that she will be taking on, where she would end up meeting these two brothers and how they will finally chase the result that you see, which I don't want to reveal too much right now, because we're yet to release it. I was excited, to be very frank and honest, about the agency the film brought in for this woman who I represented, Jhumpa, and also the technology. I said that before in an interview, that the technology that they were introducing in a film that we were about to make. Because generally in the West, because I've worked a little bit more in the West than I have worked here. So in the West, the kind of planning and technology that is implemented in a cinema, that they were bringing into an Indian cinema space. And that pace and the speed and the whole filmmaking experience, they came home to offer me the role, and they discussed everything in the balcony, and I was zapped like, is this even possible? For the first few minutes, I was in disbelief that somebody is going to do that in an independent film. Do they really have the experience and the budget of it? Like, really? But because it came through a casting director like Dilip Shankar, I was serious about it, because he well prepped me that these people really have seen your work, so they're coming to you. So just meet them at home. Don't be nervous. See what they want to do. So yeah, those things were very, very exciting. The agency, the technology, and the team they brought in. So initially, I didn't know about my co-actors because it wasn't fixed. But Karan, Gaurav, Dhingra, and Swapnil I have worked before in Goa. So when I saw them coming together, and then these two lovely co-actors came in, I was like, oh yeah, let's do this.
Awesome. And Shubham, now coming to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what was it? The whole dynamic.
Sorry.
You know.
So I'll as in most of the things Abhishek and Mia told about you, about the process, and that's true for me also. Like the moment I met Karan and Gaurav, I saw two passionate people who wanted to make, as Abhishek said, a one-shot film earlier. I was like, is it going to like, are they mad? Are they actually thinking about this? And then I remember Karan showed
Imagine
me some
before
clips of
adolescence.
some, yeah, and
Oh
Karan
अब
yes,
कोई
showed
Ravi.
अब कोई
me,
बोले तो फिर भी assurance हो.
हाँ,
Yeah,
हमको अपनी
sorry,
को
sorry.
insurance देनी पड़ती है ना. I mean, we've done
Yeah,
it before, man.
yeah. Sorry, Shubham.
actually, we did. And I remember Karan showing me some of the references of Polish films. You know, these kind of shots, that kind of shot. And I was just thinking, is he actually like, is he serious about this film? And you know, one can think about these things, but to make it happen, that's another ball game. And I think that's why GD is such a special producer. He knows what he's making. He knows how to finish a project. And I've seen it every day. Like something is happening, he's falling sick, or anything. Like he will make it happen. But I think the most important thing was, as an actor in the film, was me dealing with two relationships. And I think that's the crux of the film,
Absolutely.
where you are with a stranger who you are forcing her, like you're telling her to trust me as a stranger, and you also trusting her. But at the same time, you have a weird relationship with your brother, which is not solved, like which is still, it's not a healthy relationship.
Yeah.
And I think that was I was very curious to explore these two relationships in the film. And I think that was my engine to do the film.
Absolutely, and it's layered beautifully. And I must tell all of you, and Abhishek, Katie, and Gaurav here, the first comment that came was for the film by a foreign critic was, it is a testament of how far Indian indie cinema has come. You know, these are times where we are writing creative obituaries about the kind of content coming out, but then you have a gem here. You know,
Creative
what do you
obituaries. I love
say?
that.
What
I
do you
love that.
say? I mean, honestly, because वो obituaries तो रोज पढ़ने को मिल रही है ना कि ये तो failure, ये तो बर्बाद है. You're also casting director. ये actor ये नहीं चलेगा.
Yeah, I know, I
And
know.
here you have this gem saying, ये लो, oh look,
Yeah.
देखो. And
Yeah.
entertainment is not song and dance. Entertainment is storytelling.
Correct.
I mean,
You know,
it's
Pooja,
actually,
I'll tell
like
you,
you
I'll
said
tell you,
it.
Pooja. Yeah, and you know, the बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग चीज हुई है बॉम्बे शहर में और अदरवाइज में, मतलब यू नो मुझसे बहुत लोग ये पूछ रहे हैं कि ये करवाया कैसे, बिकॉज you know nobody करवाया कैसे, like you know if there's a whole thing of jack, yeah, you know, having contacts and you know doing something with them and you calling somebody and that somebody calling somebody. This is such a like you know harrowing practice which probably is going on, that nobody believes that the film is you know coming out because of its merit, you know, and that is the most surprising part. कोई ये नहीं पूछ रहा है कि यार ये फिल्म कैसे बनाई, सब ये पूछ रहे हैं फिल्म बेची. And I always go back to that one day where Katie को जब हम लोग ऐसे ही हम लोग यार we were never thinking of कि कहाँ बिकेगी क्या होगा. We knew that we are making a interesting film and we need to finish that first, you know. एंड केटी के साथ हम लोग डिस्कस कर रहे थे और कुछ तो हुआ था कि अरे यार फिल्म कैसे बिकेगी, क्या होगा, किसको जाएंगे, किसके पास जाएंगे, पता नहीं कोई लेगा नहीं लेगा. एंड इज लाइक यार अच्छी फिल्म बनाएंगे तो क्यों नहीं लेगा कोई.
That's
एंड
been
इट्स
very brave in these times.
हाँ,
That's
that's
been
very
rather brave in these times and optimistic. Because
yeah.
song dance डाल दो, एक
पूजा
वो डाल दो, एक ये डाल दो.
जब
मुझे
जब
पता है
हमने
क्या
जब हमने
लगता है,
ये
That's not,
सोचा था ना कि
yeah.
हम फिल्म इंडस्ट्री में काम करने आ रहे हैं, दैट इज अ ब्रेव एनफ डिसीजन ऑलरेडी. सो अगर यहाँ पे इस
yeah.
इंडस्ट्री में काम कर रहे करके इफ यू कांट बी ब्रेव, then you can join many other industries where you will have a comfortable space, you know, where there will be no anxiety, no stress, no depression, no sadness, no tears, no blood, no sweat. ऐसे बहुत industries हैं. This is an industry for blood and sweat, and either this film is made with blood, sweat, and guts.
वही मैं कह रही थी, stolen is everything that you've said, it's together. Anxiety,
Yes.
blood, tears,
But
Sub-
also, Pooja, I think it's very interesting, you know, I like from past few years, I've been hearing this term independent film, commercial film. And I think now there's a system where it's being used as a weapon against film like Stolen or some other film And it feels, how do you equate those? Just because you have 500 team member and we have 150 team member, does that scale of independent or commercial? Because we have every element of a commercial film. It's a
Absolutely.
high edge thriller. How do you tag it independent? I don't understand. Just because an actor is not famous enough to say that, oh, I started eating 4 more boiled eggs before the shoot, does that make a film commercial? I don't understand. It sometimes feels like a systematic weapon to use against, and we are actually the things are changing. Things are changing massively. And that's why we are very thankful to people like Vikramaditya Motwani, Kiran Rao, Anurag Kashyap, Nikhil Advani. They are seeing the change. They are seeing that new people are coming. There is a newspaper, Payal Kavadia, Pratik Vats, Karan Tejpal, Shaunak Sen. They are making India proud right now.
Absolutely.
I think we need to invest
So
in these people.
yeah, every time somebody's like, "ये बड़ा gloomy है, बड़ा डरावना है," on the other hand, I used to feel this is so exciting. This is the most exciting the industry has ever been since many years. But like, the whole point about commerce and this and that, a film like Stolen can also earn money. That is the testimony.
Yeah, and my question is, if your film doesn't, if your commercial film is a flop, then why don't you tag कि यार audience को मजा नहीं आता? It's an independent film. So it's a very strange discourse.
It is. I totally get it. And before I wrap up, I'm going to ask all of you. Movies are meant to entertain. This is also entertaining. It might not be your like Swiss Alps mein entertainment wala, but this is like every work of art is meant to entertain.
Yes.
What is entertainment for you all who are creators, actors? He's also a casting director here. Entertainment kya hai, sir? आज के ज़माने में, how do you define entertainment?
For me, it's actually quite simple. Something that moves me, touches me, or inspires me is entertainment.
Yeah, engagement is entertainment, I think, and that kind of encapsulates all of what he said. If you get engaged, your viewer, your reader, your listener, then that's what entertains them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. क्या भाई क्या? What do you think is entertainment?
How would
Mia,
you
what do you
define?
think is entertainment? It's a
What?
very tricky. I'm asking Mia.
Very
Like,
subjective term for me. You had fun. Did you like the time that you spent watching it? That can be defined as entertainment. It can come from a film like 24 Frames also. Or it can come from Stolen. It can come from Rabde Banadi Jodi, whatever. I mean, it is very subjective for me. I'm not too sure. I mean, I'm sure a film like Stolen is entertainment because nobody, like Katie said, I completely agree with him. Engagement is entertainment.
I think अगर आप कोई फिल्म देखते हो ये नहीं सोच रहे कि मैंने गैस खुली छोड़ी है या बंद करी है, then that's entertainment. You are into the film.
सही में एक रात को जो सपने आए थे ना,
Stolen देखने के लिए. You should switch your gas off when you sit for Stolen.
I sat down at night and watched it, and I mean, I slept okay, but in the morning I didn't want to have breakfast. I went for a long walk. But it was good. It makes you think. And last एक बात है, जो also casting director आजकल कैसे actors ढूंढ रहे हो, क्यों लोग कह रहे हैं actor नहीं मिल रहे हैं, actors तो बहुत सारे हैं.
कौन कह रहा है एक्टर नहीं मिल रहा है?
कौन
इतने सारे एक्टर्स जो मतलब पिछले 5 साल से फोड़ ही रहे हैं. I think post-COVID, there's this huge explosion of such amazing talent in the industry.
So why are they not getting a berth? Why are they not getting a wide berth?
A wide berth is I don't see. I also feel there are so many examples who are doing so well now, and I have seen them struggle over the years. तो एज ए कास्टिंग डायरेक्टर बिकॉज मैं कास्टिंग डायरेक्टर ज्यादा सालों के लिए रहा हूँ एंड एक्टर कम सालों के लिए रहा हूँ, तो प्रीवियस जो मेरा प्री करियर था, आई हैव नोन मेनी ऑफ दोज हु हैड वेरी टफ टाइम एंड नाउ दे आर ऑल वेल सेटल्ड एंड doing great job. You see meet a Pratik Gandhi and you man, he worked day in and day out in corporates and used to rehearse for plays, and he always never Like, in fact, the funny part, when I was acting with him, doing a film called Bagi Bechare with him, and I asked him that, so when did you dream of becoming a cinema actor? And he's like, never. I'm like, what do you mean by that? And he's like, because I always wanted to just act. It didn't really matter कि मैं फिल्म्स में काम कर रहा हूँ या नहीं कर रहा हूँ, वो तो एक चीज चलो होती ही है, पर मुझे मजा आ रहा था थिएटर करके भी, मुझे मजा आ रहा था बाकी सीरीज, बाकी कंपेयरिंग या एमसी करके भी. एंड देन Vijay or Jaideep or Divendu, or then there's so many of these new stars which we see nowadays. They had really tough. Yeah, there was a time when it was not easy for them. And वो wider reach की जो बात है ना पूजा, I feel what we need right now. What we need is patience. These are not times where एक फ्राइडे पिक्चर रिलीज हो जाएगी और अगले दिन वो ऋतिक रोशन बन जाएगा. It's not going to happen. This is not. People have various avenues of getting entertained. From live events to comedy shows to Instagram reels to YouTube videos to multiple other mediums where they can find entertainment. And there are YouTube stars, Instagram stars, and this star and that star. इतने सारे stars भी हैं. It's very difficult to keep a tab of it now. So in a space like that, I just feel whatever, like जो भी चल रहा है, it's good only. Yeah, it's nothing. I mean, there's so many fresh directors coming on board, and new voices coming. People are getting excited about these things. And since last year, we have been creating really big noise internationally. There are so many different international grants which are coming to for Indian filmmakers. I've been talking about this to many other producers, and इतने सारे different avenues खुल रहे हैं to make a film. Decentralized हो चुका है industry. So it's just amazing. I mean, this is like if we just forget about and it will completely, like, the way things are moving, we will be compelled to, like, create different kind of cinemas and throw it to the audience and see how they react to that. And probably Stolen is a first step. Films like Stolen is a first step where we are trying to bring the so-called indie into mainstream cinema. And and I hope that the actors who grow in their careers and the stars they become, I just hope that they don't forget that we came here to, like, really do something for our country. Like, it's not only individualistic. I want Indian cinema to be right up there, and not only this because this is exactly how the whites or the foreigners, they when they talk about Bollywood, they'll do this, and this is not Bollywood anymore. And there's so much more to Indian cinema. So yeah, I mean, this is definitely one of the first steps in the first years where we are moving towards that.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, all of you. All the very best, and many congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Pooja. Thank you.
Lovely chatting with you. Bye-bye. Thank you.
If you've liked this interview, please like, share, and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram.